Our adventure starts in this amazing country called Germany. It's a place that seriously looks like it popped right out of a fairy tale, with giant castles and super green forests. Now, try to picture this in your mind. A super long, sparkly river called the Rhine. It winds and weaves its way through the land, and all around it, you can see these old, incredible castles sitting on top of hills, kind of like crowns for giant kings. It's just wow. So, as we're floating down this amazing river, you suddenly see something huge. Right at a bend in the water, a giant, mysterious rock juts out over the river. But listen, this isn't just some old, boring rock. Oh no, this is the famous Lorelei Rock, and it's been holding on to a big secret for a long, long time. So what's the big secret? Well, you see, people used to say that this rock wasn't empty. Someone lived there. Someone totally unforgettable. For hundreds and hundreds of years, people told stories about this rock, and they said that sometimes, if you were really lucky, you could look up and see a beautiful maiden sitting at the very top. And her hair, wow, they said it was like actual liquid sunshine. It was so golden and shimmery. Her name was Lorelei, but it wasn't just her sparkly hair that people talked about. It was her voice. The legend says she sang the most magical song you could ever imagine. The beautiful music would just float down from the rock and dance across the water. Everyone thought it was the most wonderful sound in the entire world. So she has a beautiful voice. What's the big deal? Well, remember what I asked at the very beginning about a song being dangerous? This is where our story gets a little spooky. Okay. I want you to pretend you're a sailor, steering your boat down the river. Everything's calm, and then you hear it. The most beautiful singing you've ever heard in your life. What would you do? You'd look up, right? Of course you would. You'd have to see who was singing that amazing song. And that's exactly what all the sailors did. They'd hear her song, they'd look up, and they'd just stare at the beautiful Lorelei, totally lost in her music. But in that moment, they forgot one teeny tiny, super important thing: to steer the boat. And what happens when you don't steer? Bump, crash. Their ships would smash right into the sharp rocks hidden under the water. You know what that's called? A distraction. A distraction is anything that pulls your attention away from what you're supposed to be doing. And Lorelei's song was probably the biggest, prettiest, most powerful distraction of all time. But wait a minute, do we really think a song can crash a boat? Or could there be something else going on? Let's put on our detective hats and figure out the river's greatest secret. Okay, the legend about a magical singing maiden is an awesome story, but the real reason for the crashes, the truth, is actually about the river itself. The danger wasn't a song at all. It was a powerful, tricky current in the water. So it turns out that at that exact spot by the rock, the river gets really skinny and the water moves super fast with strong, swirly currents. It's the most dangerous part of the river. These currents were strong enough to just pull boats right towards the rocks if the sailors weren't paying super close attention. So the story was a really cool way to warn people about a real-life danger. So even though Lorelei might just be a legend, her story still teaches us something really important. It's a lesson that we can all use, like every single day. And here it is. The moral of the story is that it's great to see beautiful and amazing things, but you can't ever let them distract you from being safe. It's so important to always keep your eyes on what matters most, especially when you need to stay safe and sound. And you know what's so cool? Even though we know the scientific secret of the river, everybody in Germany still loves the story of Lorelei. Poets still write about her, musicians still compose songs about her. She's a total superstar. She's one of the most famous legends in the whole country. Okay, now it's your turn to think. The sailors were distracted by a magical song. What distracts you when you're trying to focus? Is it a fun toy, maybe your playful pet, or just a really good daydream? Everybody has their own little Lorelei that tries to grab their attention. And just like that, you did it. You sailed the tricky waters of the Rhine and you learned the secret of the Lorelei. So congratulations, you've earned your Germany passport stamp. Awesome job today. Thanks for joining our adventure, and we can't wait to share another magical story with you very soon. Bye-bye, fellow adventurers.